Welcome to Live Your Best Midlife. I'm your host, Jill Lewis. Join me for inspiring pep talks and expert interviews as we explore staying active, feeling great, and embracing midlife adventures. Whether you're an empty nester, a pickleball enthusiast, or just ready to rediscover your vibrant self, this podcast is for you. Let's make our mid-years our best years. Now, on to the show. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. This is your host, Jill Lewis, and you are listening to Live Your Best Midlife. This week, I'm going to have to admit, I'm a little under the weather. Oh, such a bummer. I was up in Nashville, Tennessee this past weekend and had a ball with a bunch of my college friends, but we all stayed together. And you know how that is. It's cold. It's January. People have viruses. People get sick. And I think I've caught a little bug. So that's okay. I'm going to muddle on through. And with this podcast, hopefully my voice is not unbearable. So anyway, this is kind of funny how timing is everything. This week, I was already planning on doing an episode on vitamins and supplements that I take, ones that I'm thinking about starting to take, ones that are popular out there in social media, and which ones maybe that you'd be surprised that I left off the list. So that's what I thought I would do today. And we're just going to jump right into it because you guys, I have so much information to share with you about this. The very first one, no surprise, is going to be vitamin D3 with K2. Wow, do I need this right now? Okay, let's start with this. Vitamin D3 and K2. So this is a dynamic duo. It's really important, especially for you ladies in midlife. You know how we always hear about the importance of calcium for our bones? Well, vitamin D3, I want you to think of it like the traffic cop for calcium in our body. It helps the body absorb calcium from our foods and our supplements. But here's the thing, we need K2, vitamin K2, to make sure that the calcium actually goes to the right places. So this is something I was doing wrong initially, like when, the pandemic first came out, we were all hearing about vitamin D3. I was taking it, but I wasn't taking it in conjunction with K2. The good news is you can find these together. You can buy vitamin D3 with K2 already in it. So think of it like this. D3 is like the person who opens the door to let the calcium in, okay? And the K2 is the usher who shows the calcium to its correct seat. So without K2, calcium might end up in places we don't want it, like our arteries. So that is why taking D3 with K2 is so crucial. It's not just about getting calcium in the body. It's about making sure it actually goes to where it's needed the most, which is our bones and our teeth. And as we age, our ability to produce vitamin D from sunlight actually decreases. That's why supplementation becomes even more important, especially for those of us over 50. So let's face it, with our busy lives, we're not always getting enough sun exposure anyway. So taking D3 with K2 can help support our bone health. It's going to boost our immune system, and it even can regulate our mood. Some studies have even suggested that it might play a role in reducing the risk of certain cancers, though more research is needed on that front. Vitamin D3 with K2 is best taken with a meal containing fat for optimal absorption because D3 is a fat-soluble vitamin. So when you see that something's a fat-soluble vitamin, that's your cue. I need to take this with food. All right. It can be taken with breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And like a small amount of healthy fats like nuts, seeds, and avocado or eggs is totally sufficient for good absorption. So for someone like me, I'm in Florida, you would think, oh, I'm getting enough vitamin D. I'm out playing pickleball, sleeveless shirt and shorts a lot. I'm walking my dog, but I still need to be taking vitamin D3. Okay. Now, before I even go any further, you need to work with your medical provider on all of these supplementations. And, you can get your vitamin levels checked. I think that's a great idea. If you've never had that done, I think it's just a simple blood test and find out what is your level of vitamin D in your body. So most people, like with our food system, the kinds of foods that we're eating in this country, we are not getting enough vitamins and minerals into our body. So supplementing is important, but I do want you to talk to your medical provider about how much you should be taking. Okay, there you go. All right, let's move on. The next one, So appropriate for me right now. Vitamin C. Let's talk about good old vitamin C. This is not just for fighting off colds, believe it or not, although that is what I am really dosing up for right now. Vitamin C is a powerhouse antioxidant that does so much more for our bodies than just fighting off a cold. First of all, it's crucial for collagen production. I mean, did you even know that? So I know we all want that youthful glow, but collagen isn't about just looking good. It is essential for the health of our skin, but also for joints, for blood vessels, and even our gums in our mouth. So as we hit midlife, our bodies start producing less collagen naturally. What's going on? Why does our body stop producing everything? But it does as we age. That's just the normal aging process, I guess. So that's why supplementing with vitamin C becomes more important. It's like giving our body the tool it needs to keep up with repair and maintenance. So, but that's not all. Vitamin C also is a key player in our immune system. It helps stimulate the production and function of white blood cells, which is our body's. So, your white blood cells, those are your body's main defense against infections. And here's something you might not know: vitamin C can help improve the absorption of iron from plant based sources. This is really important for women that are, at risk of an iron deficiency. That's something that I think even, young women should consider. So if you have an iron deficiency, taking vitamin C can help improve the absorption of iron in your body. Some studies have even suggested that vitamin C can help reduce the risk of chronic diseases like heart disease and certain types of cancers. Of course, we need more research to confirm these benefits, but it's clear that vitamin C is doing a lot more for us than just fighting off the common cold. So, vitamin C can be taken any time of the day with or without food, which is super nice. It's a water soluble vitamin, so it does not require, like the vitamin D does, it doesn't require the fat for absorption. But I would recommend taking it with a glass of water. Some people could experience an upset stomach if, taken too much. So just be mindful of that. If you do feel like it's upsetting your stomach, then take it with food. See if that makes it better. All right. The next one on my list of things that I am currently taking is a vitamin B as in boy, complex. So vitamin B complex, this is a whole family of vitamins that work together to keep our bodies running smoothly. When we talk about a B complex, I'm referring to 8 different B vitamins. All right, are you ready? We're talking B 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 9, and 12. Each of these has its own special role, but they all work together like a well-oiled machine. One of the main jobs of a B vitamin is to help our body convert the food that we eat into energy. So think of it like the spark plugs in a car engine, helping to ignite the fuel and keep things running. This is why people often report feeling more energetic when they start taking a B complex supplement. But energy production is honestly, it's just the beginning. B vitamins are crucial for brain function. They help produce neurotransmitters, which are the chemicals our brain cells use to communicate with each other. And this is why B vitamins are also often associated with mood regulation and cognitive function. All right, so hold up. Who doesn't want better mood regulation? Who doesn't want better cognitive function? And who doesn't want to feel more energetic, right? So I think we can see why we need this one as well. But as we age, again, the ability to absorb certain B vitamins, especially B12, can decrease. This is true for women over 50. Wah, wah. Low B12 levels lead to fatigue, memory problems, even depression. That's why supplementing with a B complex can be so beneficial for midlife women. Now, B vitamins, they also play a role in maintaining healthy skin, hair, and nails. Now I'm really now you know why I'm really into this vitamin. They're involved in cell metabolism throughout the body, which means they're helping to keep all of our cells healthy and functioning properly. B vitamins can be taken with or without food, with one exception. This is okay. I know you're going to be like, Jill, I don't want this to be complicated. And I don't want it to be complicated for you either. All right, let's talk about when to take your B complex or B12. Can be a little complicated. Okay. It can be taken with or without food, with one exception. If you're just taking B12, that is better absorbed with a meal. Okay. But often it's recommended to take this in the morning because it's energy boosting, So if you want those energy boosting effects, that's great, but we don't want those at night. So I think taking it in the morning makes a lot more sense. Some sources suggest that taking B vitamins on an empty stomach for better absorption. But again, if you're just taking a B12, they're saying it's better absorbed with a meal. I mean, I know you're kind of getting a little bit complicated there. Here's where I think what I would pay attention to the most are two things. Take it in the morning, but don't take it right with your vitamin C. You want to space those at least 2 hours apart because vitamin C can interfere with B12 absorption. So I'm not going to take my B complex with my vitamin C. All right. But I am taking both of those earlier in the day. Okay. Again, vitamin C can be taken anytime. Vitamin B, I'm going to recommend you doing that in the morning. Vitamin D, you want to take that with a meal. Okay. Hopefully that made it a little more sense. The next one that I highly recommend that you take is magnesium glycinate. This form of magnesium is bound to the amino acid glycine, which makes it easier for our bodies to absorb and less likely to cause any type of digestive issue than other forms of magnesium. So if you have any type of digestion issue, you want to pay attention to the form of magnesium that you are taking. We'll get into that in just a minute. Magnesium is involved in over 300 enzymatic reactions in our body. It's literally like the Swiss Army knife of minerals. It does a bit of everything. And one of its most important roles is helping our muscles relax. This is why so many women find that taking magnesium before bed can help improve their sleep quality. And for sure, that is what I do. So for midlife women, magnesium can help reduce the frequency and severity of hot flashes and night sweats associated with menopause. It's also crucial for bone health. As we age, our risk of osteoporosis increases. Magnesium works alongside calcium and vitamin D to keep our bones strong. It also plays a role in regulating our mood and managing stress. It helps calm the nervous system, which can be especially helpful during times of hormonal fluctuations, if you know what I mean. Some studies have even suggested that magnesium might help reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes by improving insulin sensitivity. Now, there's a lot of forms of magnesium supplements, and each has different properties, but let's just talk about a couple of them. So magnesium glycinate, the one that I take, highly absorbable. It's gentle on your stomach. It's good for overall supplementation and sleep support. Another one is magnesium citrate. This one is also well absorbed, but it could have a mild laxative effect. So this one would be useful for constipation relief. Magnesium oxide. This is less bioavailable, but has a higher percentage of elemental magnesium. Then you've got magnesium malate. This may be beneficial for energy production and muscle function. So those are just a few. I think awesome for sleep improvement. So I take an hour or two before bedtime. I would recommend taking that one in the evening if that's like what you're going for. And for general health, it could be taken any time of the day, preferably with meals. For me personally, I'm taking this like an hour before I go to bed. Okay. Those are the vitamins that I am currently taking routinely. When I say routinely, I mean like I'm taking them daily. All right, now let's talk about some supplements that I take daily. I'm going to start with creatine. So you might be thinking, okay, Jill, creatine, isn't that just for bodybuilders? But I want you to hear me out. Creatine is not just for the young guys looking to bulk up. It can be incredibly beneficial for midlife women as well. So creatine is naturally produced in our bodies and it is stored primarily in our muscles. It helps produce ATP, which is the energy currency of our cells. So when we age, our natural creatine stores can decrease. I mean, you hear the theme here, right? Decrease is the word. What's happening to us after 50? But that can lead to a decrease in muscle mass and strength. So taking a creatine supplement can help maintain and even increase our muscle mass as we age, which is what I'm looking for. So this is crucial because maintaining muscle mass can boost our metabolism. It improve our balance and reduce the risk of falls. But the benefits of creatine go beyond just muscle. Some studies, this is exciting, have suggested that creatine might have cognitive benefits, potentially improving memory and brain function. This could be so beneficial as we age and we want to keep our minds sharp. So, creatine has also been shown to improve bone density in some studies. For postmenopausal women at risk of osteoporosis, this could be a significant benefit. So, I take 5 grams daily. I take that in the morning, by the way, and I just knock it back in a little glass of water. Next one up, BCAAs. BCAA, branched chain amino acids. So these are 3 essential amino acids: leucine, isoleucine, and valine. I hope I'm saying these words right, you guys. I'm not a scientist. I'm just a nutrition and fitness coach. I'm not a scientist, but I'm doing my best I can with some of these words. All right. They're called branched chain, though, because of their molecular structure. What's really important is what they do for our bodies, though. BCAAs are particularly beneficial for muscle health. They reduce muscle soreness after exercise, which means we can recover faster and get to our workouts sooner. Really important as we age and our recovery time, seems to increase. BCAAs aren't just about muscles. They can also help regulate our blood sugar levels, which become increasingly important as we age and our risk of type 2 diabetes increases. So, some studies have even suggested that BCAAs might help improve mood and reduce symptoms of depression, though admittedly, more research is needed in that area. For midlife women, you're trying to maintain a healthy weight. I think BCAAs can be helpful. They help preserve lean muscle mass during periods of calorie restriction, which is good, and can help our metabolism run efficiently. So I take those every day. I use the faster way ones. I use the faster way supplements for the creatine and the BCAAs, my collagen, and my hydration. So obviously, yes, if you order those, I do make a small commission on that. That's not what all this information though is for. You can order from whatever source that you prefer. I'm just telling you what I do, the benefits that I have found from them, and I think they're good for all of us in midlife. But yeah, you can purchase them wherever you want. If you do want to purchase them through the faster way, of course, I'll include that in the show notes below. But there's lots of places you can get them too. All right, let's talk about the next one, collagen. All right, I take collagen every day. So collagen is the most abundant protein in our body. It's a crucial component of our skin, our hair, nails, joints, and bones. Unfortunately, our collagen production, like I mentioned earlier, does start to decline as we age, which is why so many people are turning to a collagen supplement. For midlife women, I think it can be particularly beneficial for skin health. It helps improve skin elasticity, hydration, potentially could reduce appearance of wrinkles, but the benefits really do go beyond just skin deep. Collagen can really help support joint health. So if you got cranky knees, might want to consider a collagen supplement. It's going to potentially reduce joint pain and stiffness. Some studies have even suggested that collagen supplements might help improve bone density, which could be extremely beneficial for us as well. It's also been shown to support heart health by improving the elasticity of blood vessels. And that's pretty freaking cool. I have to say, when I was researching for this episode, I didn't know that one. That was something I learned. Next one. I don't necessarily take this one daily. Actually, I think the next two, wouldn't say it's every day, but I supplement as needed. This one is Hydrobeef protein powder. So this is a relatively new player in the protein supplement world, but it is gaining a lot of popularity for good reason. Hydrobeef protein is made from beef that's been broken down into its amino acid components, making it easier for our bodies to absorb. I think Hydrobeef protein is a great option. It's rich in collagen, which we've discussed has a ton of benefits. It's also a complete protein, meaning it contains all the essential amino acids our body does need. And one of the big advantages of Hydrobeef protein is that it is dairy-free. So as we age, many of us become sensitive to dairy. So having a non-dairy protein option can really be helpful. It's also typically lower in calories and fat than a whey protein, which has dairy also. And I think that's also pretty key when you look at the macros on on the Hydrobeef protein. I just don't think it can be beat. It is rich in minerals like iron and zinc, which are important for overall health, and it can be particularly beneficial for women who might be at the risk of those deficiencies. So I really like the Hydrobeef protein. That's the one that if I'm going to take a protein powder, that's the one I use. Years and years ago, I used to use a whey protein. Okay. Then I switched about 5, 6 years ago. I started using just plant-based proteins. Neither one of those made my stomach feel great. In fact, TMI, little gassy, didn't feel great on those, kind of felt bloated. Like if I drank a protein shake, what I'm noticing with the Hydrobeef is I don't have that effect anymore. So it is good for me. And I think the flavoring is great. So Faster Whey does make a Hydrobeef protein. And I also use the Prime protein, and I will link that one up in the show notes for you as well. If you're new to protein, you've never ordered it, you can use the code Jill for 15% off your first order. Both of those companies, fantastic, and the flavors are amazing. I always think supplementing with protein, like I will dissolve it in my coffee and make it like a decaf little protein coffee treat in the afternoons. I will make it into a smoothie. I stir it into my like plain yogurt. There's a lot of different ways that you can use it, but definitely suggest if you are someone that struggles getting enough protein in, obviously real food is best. Okay. And that's how, getting your vitamins, your supplements, all the nutrients through real food. I'm always going to suggest you go that route first. All these things are filling in the holes, right? Okay. Let's move on to electrolytes. Proper hydration is also very important as we age. Electrolyte supplementations can help maintain fluid balance, especially after intense exercise or in very hot weather. They can help prevent muscle cramps and support overall hydration. What I've really noticed for my clients, women that eat very clean, women that are not eating processed foods, women that are really watching what they're doing, especially when they first start, I think doing an electrolyte supplementation is a great idea because they need that sodium in their body. When you go from having a highly processed diet to taking it down to like hardly any, that does make you feel it's almost like a hangover feel. And then with my clients, we do carb cycling. So the first couple of days that they do, maybe a couple of low carb days back to back before they bring the carbs back in the rest of the week, they definitely notice that a bit of I don't know, I call it like a boink, like, oh my gosh, I just kind of feel a little lethargic. I do think electrolytes help with that as well. I think, for that muscle soreness, muscle cramping, if you've been doing a ton of exercise, I think electrolytes are a no-brainer. If you're someone that struggles just drinking plain water, I think electrolytes are great. Some of them are flavored really well. You just need to look at the ingredients. You can't be buying stuff that's got some of the electrolytes marketed out there have a ton of sugar. So we don't want that. We don't want the ones that are sugar-free, but have all the artificial sweeteners either. So be smart and look at the electrolytes, look at the ingredients. But yeah, I'm a fan for sure. Okay. Let's talk about supplements that you could consider taking, supplements that I've been considering to start to take, and things I've even ordered. Okay, just haven't quite started yet. Number one, omega-3 fatty acids. So these can support heart, brain health. They can reduce inflammation. So omega-3 fatty acids, these are good fats, and you've probably heard about them, maybe from your doctor or like a super health conscious friend who's always sharing like the latest nutrition tips. But what is the big deal about omega-3s? Well, if you think of them as your body's multitaskers, they're like those super efficient coworkers who seem to be everywhere doing everything. Omega-3s work on your heart, your brain, and even keep inflammation in check. So there's three main types of omega-3s. Two of them, EPA and DHA, are like the popular kids. They get all the attention. You will find these in fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel. And the third one, ALA, is more like the quiet achiever. It comes from plant sources like flax seeds, chia seeds, and walnuts. Here's the cool thing. These fats are called essential because our bodies cannot make them. We have to get them from our diet. It's like our body is a car, and omega 3s are a special type of fuel that it needs to run smoothly. So, for your heart, omega 3s are like a protective shield. They help lower those pesky triglycerides, they bump up the good cholesterol, and they might even help your blood pressure stay in check. They're like giving your heart a little spa day every day. So, that's what you want to think about with the heart. And then your brain loves omega 3s as well, especially the DHA. It's a major building block of brain cells. Some research is even suggesting that getting enough omega 3s might help keep your brain sharp as you age. So think of it as brain food. Most experts say to aim between, 250 to 500 milligrams of EPA and DHA combined each day. That's about 2 servings of fatty fish a week. Okay, we can do that. But if you're not a fish fan, don't worry. You can get omega 3s from plant sources too. And of course, there's supplements out there available. So, a word of caution, omega 3s are fantastic, but more isn't always better. So, this is something you don't want to go overboard on because it could increase your risk of bleeding. So, it's always best to chat with your doctor before making any big changes to your diets or starting supplements, right? Let's talk about the timing of those. Omega 3s could be taken any time of the day. Taking them with a meal containing fat could for sure improve the absorption. It's no secret that my very favorite protein powder in the marketplace is Prime Protein. Why do I like it so much? Well, one, it tastes amazing. I am loving the chocolate and the iced coffee flavors. Those two are my favorites. But grass-fed protein is the new way. So why grass-fed beef over whey or any other plant-based protein powder? Well, beef protein is packed with the collagen, gelatin, and micronutrients that your body needs. They work to repair your joints and soft tissues like plant protein won't. And studies have shown that beef protein provides additional benefits to strength, hypertrophy, and fat loss over whey. Simply put, more beef protein equals faster workout recovery, all-day energy, feeling full for hours, and better skin, bone, and hair health. You can go to today's show notes for the link to order your Prime Protein and use the code JILL for 15% off your first order. Next on our list is CoQ10. And if you want to be fancy, it's called coenzyme Q10. This antioxidant can support heart health and energy production at the cellular level. It's a little powerhouse. This is something that your body makes naturally. And again, as we hit our midlife years, production starts to slow down. It's like our body's energy factory is running on reduced hours. Am I right? Okay. Think of CoQ10 as your cell's personal energy booster. It's like that first cup of coffee in the morning, but for every single cell in your body. CoQ10 helps your cells produce energy, and it's especially important for organs that need a lot of energy. Think your heart, your liver, your kidneys. Here's where it gets interesting. CoQ10 is a powerful antioxidant. We're always hearing about antioxidants fighting those, free radicals. Those are the nasty free radicals we don't want. Okay, CoQ10 is right there on the front lines. It's like the superhero protecting your cells from damage. For those of us in our midlife years, CoQ10 has some pretty exciting potential benefits. Some studies suggest it might help with heart health, lowering blood pressure, reducing the risk of heart disease. But some people swear that CoQ10 boosts energy levels and reduce fatigue. That makes sense because it's helping your cells produce energy and might feel a little more pep in your step. There's also some buzz about CoQ10 and migraines. Some studies have found it might help reduce the frequency of those headaches. For those of you that have dealt with migraines, that is really exciting news. Now, how do you get more CoQ10 in your life? Well, you can find it in some foods like fatty fish, organ meats, whole grains have it. But if you're looking to boost your levels, supplements obviously is an option. Typical dosage of CoQ10 could range from 100 to 200 milligrams per day for general health. It is a fat soluble vitamin, so you want to take it with a meal. And whenever you have a fat soluble vitamin, think about eating it with food. So it's like giving that vitamin a little escort to make sure it goes where it needs to. As always, it's a good idea. Chat with your doctor before you start any new supplement. I can't say that enough. Okay. You need to be a partner with your medical doctor, right? You guys, you are in a partnership. So write down the list of things that, like, how do you feel when you go into a doctor and they ask you how you feel? If you've been feeling like you have the blahs, let them know that. Let them know that you don't have the energy, that you just kind of have felt off, that maybe if you felt a little bit depressed, maybe if you have felt like you're not sleeping well. There's a lot of different things. And then say, before we go to straight pharmaceuticals for something, what about vitamin supplementation? And talk to them about these certain types of vitamins and what you found. And if you're on other medications, you want to make sure that these aren't going to disrupt those medications, but be a partner with your medical provider. Okay, there you go. In a nutshell, CoQ10. It's another one of those little energy spark plugs for your cells. It's with some bonus antioxidant superpowers thrown in. So I think it's a good one to consider, right? So again, take it in the morning, I think, or the afternoon with a meal, and you'll be good. All right. The next one is called Resveratrol. Have you heard of this? Now, if you immediately started thinking about red wine, you are correct, because this compound is found in red wine, actually from grapes. But anyway, it has shown promising research for anti-aging. First of all, it's just a really powerful antioxidant. And you know how we're always hearing about those, we need to be fighting the free radicals like I talked about earlier. Well, resveratrol is like a little superhero in that battle. It protects your cells from damage, which is important as we age. So some studies suggest resveratrol might help with heart health, like giving your cardiovascular system a little TLC. It's also has some exciting research about its potential to support brain health and maybe even with memory as we get older. So think of resveratrol could be like a little personal trainer for your brain. Some researchers are looking at resveratrol for its potential anti-aging properties. Okay, so it's not exactly the fountain of youth, but it might slow down some aspects of aging on a cellular level. So it's like telling your cells, like, hello, we're not going to rush into this aging thing, okay? So now, before you start chugging red wine, I need you to remember that you would have to drink a ton of red wine. I mean, a lot to get enough resveratrol to see these benefits. Plus, let's be real, too much alcohol comes with its own set of problems, and the benefits of the resveratrol in red wine are far outweighed by the negatives of alcohol. Okay, so that is not the way that we're going to get our resveratrol. But how can you get more? Well, eating grapes, especially the dark ones, blueberries, cranberries, that's a good start. Of course, you know me, I'm all about moderation. If you want to enjoy a glass of red wine here or there, it's not a big deal, but there are resveratrol supplements available. Typical dosage and supplements range from about 250 to 500 milligrams per day. It is better absorbed when you take it with a bit of fat. So maybe have it with your avocado toast or a handful of nuts, right? It's always, again, talk to your doctor. You know the deal. In a nutshell, resveratrol is like a little health booster that might help protect your heart, your brain, slow down the aspects of aging. So, not a miracle cure, but could definitely be a nice addition to your healthy lifestyle toolkit. All right. Let's talk now about curcumin. Okay. This is the active compound that's in turmeric. Curcumin has curcumin has potent anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. So this is one that I have ordered. I don't have it yet, but I am going to start taking. This can be taken any time of the day, but splitting the dose between the morning and evening can be beneficial. Dosage anywhere from 500 to 1500 milligrams per day. And I think I will be taking this one with food. So I might be doing this with like my breakfast meal and then with dinner. I know, and you're thinking, okay, this is a lot of vitamins and minerals. I'm just giving you kind of what I do. and just making it a part of my lifestyle. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it, and everyone in our country would be looking amazing. But they're not. As with anything important, it takes some effort, right? So curcumin, just something because I'm really excited about, I don't put turmeric on like a lot of foods, and I always hear the benefits of it. So for me, supplementing with it makes sense. One thing to think about when you're taking these supplements is like keep the bottles in different rooms. So like the ones that I'm going to take when I wake up, I have in my bathroom. The ones that I'm taking with my meals, I have in my kitchen, right? Okay, let's talk about probiotics. Probiotics can support gut health, which is increasingly linked to overall well-being and immune function. Did you ever in your life think about gut health until like the last 5, 10 years? I never did. Wow, gut health is so important. So, probiotics are live microorganisms that can provide health benefits when consumed in adequate amounts. For midlife women, probiotics can be particularly beneficial in supporting digestive health, boosting immune function, and potentially helping with hormone balance during menopause. So, they're going to help improve your digestive health. Duh. Like I said, they're going to relieve menopausal symptoms, potentially enhance immune function, but they could also reduce the risk of urinary tract infections. Like, what? I had no idea until I was researching for this podcast episode. And they could also support bone health. The optimal dosage really does vary depending on the specific probiotic strain and your individual needs. That's why this one's really important to talk with health experts about, because there's a lot of different ones to take. Generally, a dose of 1 billion with a B to 10 billion CFU. CFU just stands for colony forming units, okay? But 1 billion to 10 billion CFUs per day is common for adults. The best time to take probiotics is about 30 minutes before a meal, particularly your first meal of the day. Taking those probiotics on an empty stomach can help reduce their exposure to stomach acid, which could improve their survival and effectiveness. The thing about probiotics and really all of these supplements is consistency. It's like everything. If you guys have ever really listened to me, you're going to note that consistency is a huge word of mine. It's not about being perfect. It's not about like everything has to be, exact. And I'm not about being a perfectionist, but we do need to be consistent with this. So if you're going to take a probiotic, it's important to take it daily for the best results. Consistency is key in maintaining the beneficial effects of probiotics. All right. So when choosing a probiotic supplement, you want to look for multi-strain or multi-species products as they provide more comprehensive benefits. Okay. Now there's a lot of like huge words that I'm not even going to try to like lactobio. I'm not even going to say it. What am I even doing? But there's a lot of huge words. When you look at the bottles, you'll know. That's why it's important that you go to a vitamin store with someone that's an expert. Like this isn't something, none of this stuff I would just go and order off of Amazon. All right. No offense to Amazon. They're great at a lot of things, but I don't trust them for anything when it comes to my vitamins and my supplements. So I'm going to go to the experts for that. And I think it's definitely well worth it. Okay. Let's talk about another one, vitamin E. E is an elephant. This is a nutrient that's essential for health, but often it's misunderstood. It's not just one compound, but it's actually a group of fat-soluble compounds with antioxidant properties. So vitamin E is like a protective shield for our cells. It's an antioxidant that helps defend our body against the damage of free radicals. Those pesky free radicals keep popping up, don't they? Think of it as a bodyguard for your cells, keeping them safe from harm. It's really a multitasker, though. Supports immune system, helps us fight off infection, crucial for healthy skin and eyes. It plays a role in widening blood vessels and preventing blood clots. Some studies suggest it might help with menstrual cramps and muscle damage from exercise. Now, the recommended daily allowance, which is the RDA, recommended daily allowance for adults, is 15 milligrams per day, which is about 22.4 IU of natural vitamin E. All right, food sources. That's the good thing about vitamin E. It's found in many foods that we eat regularly. Some great sources include plant oils like olive oil, nuts and seeds, especially almonds and sunflower seeds. Avocados have vitamin E, leafy greens. And I mean, I'm just going to say it because it's on here. some fortified cereals. I'm not a cereal girl. And whenever I see something's been fortified, I don't know, I start to think like some weird manufacturing plant had a scientist that put this together and it doesn't seem like a real food. So I would go with the first four that I mentioned. All right. But with vitamin E, here's where it gets tricky. Vitamin E supplements are available. Most experts do recommend you getting your vitamin E from food rather than pills. So why would that be? Well, it's because whole foods offer other beneficial nutrients, and the vitamin E in them is often better absorbed. If you decide to take the supplements, it's really crucial to stick to the recommended dosage. Okay. Some studies have raised concerns about high dose vitamin E supplements potentially increasing risks of prostate cancer and bleeding. So, I mean, my gosh, you would think that has to be like a ton of vitamin E that you're supplementing with to do that. But again, talk to your doctor. If you're taking a vitamin E supplement, timing definitely can matter. It's fat soluble. You want to take it with a meal that has some fat. All right, bottom line, focusing on a balanced diet rich in nuts, seeds, healthy oils should provide all the vitamin E that we need. But again, talk to your healthcare provider about this one. All right. I don't even know what number we're on. Selenium. This is a mineral that plays a role in thyroid function and may have anti-aging properties. I think it's a fascinating mineral that our body needs, but in small amounts. That's why it's called a trace mineral. So if you ever hear the word trace mineral, that just, it's a small amount. It's interesting how selenium works in our body. It's a key player in creating special proteins called selenoproteins. Look how good I did there. These little guys are like body's handymen, right? They help make DNA, they protect our cells from damage, and even support our immune system. And get this, selenium is super important for our thyroid gland. It's like the thyroid's best friend, helping it function. How much selenium do you need? Well, for most adults, including those of us in our midlife years, we're looking at about 55 micrograms per day. That's not a ton, but to put it in perspective, you could get that from just eating literally one or two Brazil nuts, right? Isn't that crazy? Now, if you were pregnant or breastfeeding, you're probably not listening to this podcast, but you would need more. Here's something interesting. The amount of selenium in our food can vary depending on where it's grown. The soil plays a huge role. So if you're eating a locally grown foods, the selenium content might differ depending on where you live. Isn't that interesting? So, okay, getting selenium in your diet. It's in a lot of the foods that we eat regularly. Okay, Brazil nuts are the superstars here, but I mean, who's eating Brazil nuts? Have you guys seen those? Those are like the huge ones, but you only need one or two. But you can find them in eggs, seafood like tuna or cod, and even in some meats and poultry. So if you're more of a plant-based kind of gal, sunflower seeds could be a good option as well. Here's the word of caution. More is not always better with selenium. Taking too much could be harmful. So again, just want to take it easy and still a good supplement, but you can definitely get it from food. All right. Let's see here. Oh, before I get off of selenium, kind of a cool fact here. Selenium and iodine work together in our body, especially for thyroid health. Think of selenium and iodine as dance partners, and you need the right balance of both for the best performance. So if you're focusing on your thyroid health, keep both of those minerals, selenium and iodine, in mind. All right. Now, you may have noticed something that I have omitted from this list, kind of like the elephant in the room a lot of times, but it's calcium. So here's why I didn't mention it and then decided, okay, I'm going to mention it. That clear as mud. The use of calcium supplements, especially for postmenopausal women, has become a topic of controversy in recent years, believe it or not. While calcium is crucial for bone health, new research has raised questions about the benefits and potential risks of calcium supplementation. So, several studies have shown that calcium supplements may not provide the expected benefits for bone health and fracture prevention. The U.S. Preventative Services Task Force found insufficient evidence to recommend calcium supplementation for the primary prevention of fractures in postmenopausal women. More concerning, are the potential risks associated with calcium supplements. Some studies have suggested a possible link between calcium supplementation and an increased risk of cardiovascular events, particularly heart attacks. A meta analysis published in the British Medical Journal indicated that calcium supplements might build up in the arteries, potentially leading to heart disease. Remember earlier when I was talking about making sure that calcium goes to the right places? And so when we're talking about vitamin D with K2, making sure that it leads calcium to the right places. So really important there. Kind of want to make a connection there for you. Additionally, calcium supplements have been associated with an increase of kidney stones. The Women's Health Initiative reported a 17% increase in kidney stone formation among postmenopausal women taking 1,000 milligrams a day of calcium supplements. Ack, don't love that. Given these concerns, many experts now recommend obtaining calcium primarily from dietary sources rather than supplements. Foods rich in calcium, such as dairy products, leafy greens, and fortified foods, provide calcium along with beneficial nutrients and don't seem to carry the same risks as supplements. It is important to note that individual needs obviously vary. Some people still may benefit from calcium supplements under certain circumstances. I'm not telling you one way or the other. This is just why I left it off the list, right? I feel like I'm getting enough between I do like an almond milk or an coconut milk every day. I actually do consume Greek yogurt and I get a lot of leafy greens. I feel good about what I'm doing there. So you kind of have to make that decision for yourself. And you can do a quick, chat GPT or Google search on ways to get calcium naturally without a supplement. Okay. All right. So now I want to talk to you about some supplements that you might have been hearing about on social media. And you're like, is this hype or does this really work? So let's talk about Nutrafol. Have you heard about this one? Nutrafol. This is a popular hair growth supplement that has gained significant attention in recent years. I'm going to be honest, I went ahead and bought it. I'm kind of curious. It's not cheap and I haven't started taking it yet. I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to balance all of this with my supplements. And I want to make sure that the ingredients that are in the Nutrafol, not already taking too much of something else that, could be in it. But Nutrafol, it's a nutraceutical supplement designed to promote hair growth and combat hair thinning. It's formulated to address multiple root causes of hair loss, including stress, hormones, and nutrition. Now, I will tell you, when I started eating a whole foods based diet and not like I've really reduced processed foods. Like when I say I don't eat it, like I really hardly eat processed foods anymore. I did notice a big difference with my hair. I felt like even my hairdresser to this day tells me, she's like, well, you still have baby hair growth coming in. And I think that's really exciting. But I do know for a lot of women that this is a problem. Also, so I would say you need to be reducing the processed foods and get more nutrients into your body. But again, we're filling in the gaps here. We're filling in the holes. We're talking about supplements. So what does Nutrafol actually contain? Well, it's got a proprietary blend of ingredients that do include, all right, saw palmetto. I've never heard of that in my life, but it's a hormone. It helps reduce DHT, which is a hormone linked to hair thinning. Okay. It also contains marine collagen, which provides building blocks for keratin, and it contains ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is a great adaptogen that you can take to help manage stress and to help balance hormones. So it's kind of like the chill pill, the natural chill pill, ashwagandha. Yeah, that's a great one. Highly recommend. Okay, curcumin, talked about that earlier. That's an anti-inflammatory compound derived from turmeric. Here's a word I don't know how to pronounce. Tocotrienol. Tocotrienol complex. It's a form of vitamin E that supports hair growth and protects follicles. And biotin, which is a B vitamin essential for hair health. So when I'm looking at this, I'm kind of like, I don't know. Maybe I'll be giving this bottle to somebody else. I feel like I already kind of take a lot of these. But I am trying to, I'm going to be honest. I bought this because I'm trying to grow out my bangs and I got really annoyed like about a month ago that it's taking so long. And I thought maybe this will help. And then I bought it and I still haven't opened the bottle yet. So anyway,
Does it work? Yeah, there's studies that are showing it works, but I think it's going to take time. I think you got to give it. It's probably one of those things. It's going to take you 3 to 6 months for any of this to become noticeable. In clinical studies, 90% of women saw improved hair growth, 86% reported improved hair growth after 6 months. So, pretty cool. I think it's a safe thing to take. Again, like any kind of supplement, pay attention to any side effects, talk to your medical professional about it. Here's another one that I have been seeing a lot about. A lot of social media influencers are hyping up Armra colostrum. Armra colostrum is a supplement that is derived from bovine bovine colostrum, which is the nutrient-rich milk that's produced by cows in the first few days after giving birth. All of us ladies are like, we know what colostrum is, right? It's that really thick breast milk that very first comes in when you have your baby. So that's kind of weird, right? Anyway, but this product has gained attention for its potential benefits, particularly in hair growth and overall health. So, Armra, it's got, its proprietary blend. It contains over 400 bioactive nutrients. It's rich in antioxidants, prebiotics, peptides, amino acids, minerals, and growth factors. It's designed to support cellular regeneration and repair. For me, again, I think what's the harm? If both of these products kind of sound like they're promoting hair growth, maybe the Armra is doing a few more things in the body. So here's what they're saying. 79% of the participants reported thicker hair, 70% noticed improved hair growth, and 57% reported faster hair growth. So the supplement is said to work by activating hair follicle stem cells, provides nutrients to the scalp and hair follicles, restores the hair microbiome. Again, you know, something to consider. Another one that I see all the time is AG1, which was formerly known as athletic greens. Now, I have coach friends that take AG1. I've tried it. To me, it tastes like when you open up a container of vitamins and that smell is like, "Huh." To me, that's what this AG1's tasted like. It tasted like I just opened up and smelled a bottle of vitamins. But I do think that it's beneficial, I'm sure, and that you could put it into a smoothie and not taste it. You could disguise it. But just drinking it in water, I was like, absolutely not. All right, it's a comprehensive nutritional supplement. It contains 75 vitamins, minerals, whole food source nutrients, probiotics, and adaptogens. It's marketed as a daily health drink designed to support energy, immunity, gut health, overall well being. This one might be a good one. If you're like, I can't take pills, I hate pills, then this would for sure be a good one. It's going to kind of like provide a lot of stuff. So it's going to give you more than 100% of the daily value of several vitamins, including C, E, and the B complex. It's going to give you some superfoods like spirulina, chlorella, wheatgrass, various fruit and vegetable powders. It's got probiotics. It's got ashwagandha and rhodiola, which can help the body adapt to stress. It has digestive enzymes like bromelain to help with protein digestion. And again, this is all about filling in those nutrient gaps. Okay. It's convenient and it's going to help with digestive support. So I don't see any downside to this. I just want to make sure everybody's starting with food first. Heal yourself with good food nutrition and then fill in the gaps with these, right? The downside is that these three proprietary blends that I just mentioned, they're expensive. Especially AG1, it's very expensive. So, you just kind of have to decide like, is it better for me to just start eating real food and ditching all of this fast food and ultra processed stuff? But anyway, okay, before we wrap up our discussion though on vitamins and supplements, I do want again to tell you consult your healthcare provider before you start any new supplement regimen. So, this is really important if you are taking medications or have existing health conditions, right? Because supplements can interact with medications. That could reduce their effectiveness and could cause a harmful side effect. So, your doctor can help you assess whether you need supplements based on your individual health status and diet. So, keep that in mind. Now, when it comes to purchasing vitamins, buy from reputable sources. You want to go into Ideally, you're going to use your local, vitamin supplement store that You've got that resident that's living and working alongside you that is an expert in their field, or a large national brand or well-known a retailer that, like a CVS or a Walgreens or something like that. They're going to have a stricter quality control measure. I just don't think ordering these online from Amazon is the way to go at all. So that's my little shout out there. You want to look for third-party verification seals. You want to be cautious buying these supplements online because, the thing is, if you buy a supplement from Amazon, you got to be you have to do detective work to see who the actual seller is. You want to be purchasing directly from the brand's website or official store to ensure authenticity. Okay. And if it's like sounds too good to be true, that deal. It probably is, right? Okay. Remember, supplements are beneficial. They're not a supplement for a balanced diet or healthy lifestyle. Your safety and health should always come first. So don't hesitate to discuss any supplement with your healthcare provider. All right. Had to give that little shout out at the end. But yeah, those are the things that I take. Those are the ones that I'm interested in taking, that I'm considering. I think, again, we're trying to fill in the gaps with our nutrition coming from whole food sources, always first. But, gosh, our soil over the years has changed, y'all. Our fruits and vegetables aren't vine ripened like they used to be. I mean, things are different. And so we got to take care of ourselves. This is just another way to do it. Thanks so much for listening today. Check out today's show notes for any links that you are interested in, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for tuning in to Live Your Best Midlife. If you enjoyed today's episode, please hit that follow button. And if you want to help more people discover my podcast, I'd be so grateful if you could take a moment to leave a rating and a review. Your feedback not only brightens my day, but it helps others to find my show. And if you're craving some more behind-the-scenes action, follow me on TikTok at Jill Lewis Living or on Instagram at Jill B. Lewis.